Do you know what I really love? City builders, especially ones set in a historical setting and not going homeless. So when Thrive Heavy Lies the Crown said, can we sponsor a video on your channel? I thought, thank God. Currently during Steam Next Fest, Thrive Heavy Lies the Crown is showing off its newest demo. It is a complex city builder where the fate of your kingdom hinges on your every decision. Not only is this a solo city builder, by the way, and we have seen a lot of these in the past, but this, well, Thrive goes up to 4-player multiplayer, which is something that city builders just really don't do that often. We need more roads. I've got you, son. See, I like these kind of things. I like just watching people going about their daily business, and you can see, I mean, that's an interesting facial design, but you can see everything about them, what makes them happy, what they're currently carrying. She's just carrying a few logs. She's okay. We've got so many people joining our colony as well. Oh, entertainment. Currently between the 5th of February and the 12th, you can actually play it for free on the demo, so go and check that out with the link in the description. But let's actually get into what this game is about. All in all, you're going to be seeing a lot of similar features that you might have come across if you're a fan of games like this. You start off picking the certain region that you want to settle in, then you have your little cute caravan, and, well, then your little villagers pop out of it. Each region has its own resources that you can gather, whether it's stone, wheat, food, apples, I guess. Beautiful. And we need to get them with roads. No! No! Oh, I'm so sorry to everybody that's watching. And every other region is occupied by somebody else. If you scroll right the way out, you can see the full map, each with their own regions, and it seamlessly transitions between them. Not only can you move between regions, which we'll get onto a little bit later on, but you do also have the opportunity to go and fight bandits and enemies within each of these, because yes, there is military within this as well. I started off with my, wholesome little town, as we can see back here. We just started with a few farmhouses just to make sure my guys, like me today, won't go homeless. Putting down a keep it is the basis of your town, and the first thing that I thought was, God, this game looks cool. It is technically set within a fantasy era, but you do have those medieval facets to it. Yet the whole time, there is this evil force that is looming in the background. It will appear every now and then, and you're going to have to face it, because it will have difficulties that come with its appearance. For example, a lot of my food production decided to be cut 50%, so the apples that I made in my beautiful little orchard just weren't really getting around the same way. Apple pie was a bit of a shortage for those few months, but it's fine because we ate dead rats and some of the young. Your food supply has been affected by mysterious rot. Don't rot my food. Look at all this. Oh my God, it's like the plague coming in. That's awful. Let's connect them up. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, we're going to have to get a bit more food because we're going to be slowing down by 50%. Yeah, look how slow they're producing their apples now. That's so rude. Oh, these things that pop up are cool events and quests. Something that will pause your game every now and then just to give it a bit more spice. It might be anything from, there's an attacker on its way, there's a new mystical being with some crystals that have appeared near your neighborhood, or the more annoying one is the soil around just wasn't fertile enough in order to put wheat down. So I had to go and explore somewhere else in order to actually start farming properly. And this is where the caravans come in, because as you move through this demo, you will be able to unlock certain things. Whether it is farming or the basis of crafting, putting down hemp in order to make nice clothes that people can wear and look really nice in, or set up traders' outposts. Once I built a new caravan, we were able to hop in it. It was loaded up with our boys, and then we went to another place. We found a region with a bit of an island. It looked kind of cute. There was a little bit of a waterway through it, and I thought, this is the place that I've always wanted to settle. Let's go, boy. I like this. Off they go on their travels. Deploy. We've done it. Right, I know you're kind of homeless, lads. So now we're starting with 20 population. If we go back here, does it change our population again? Okay. So now we have 2 little settlements. Now that is cute. That is very cute. I'm assuming we could probably also fish here, right? Well, it doesn't say so, but there is rivers, so maybe. Settling down, I put down some farmhouses, and now I was able to have 2 different settlements at once and seamlessly move between them. I think the UI in this game stood out to me, at least to start with, as being really, really nice. You've got your bottom row with logistics, farmer structures, labor structures, military structures. There's 2 that are blanked out at the moment. At the top, you've got everything really nicely set out with your resources. You can also change the order of your resources by clicking on them and switching their positions. You've got the population and the happiness of your population. And of course, clicking on each person lets you know what their needs are and how happy they are, which gives you a good indication how you stop riots. Riots will happen. They gather outside your keep and they get very angry. Now, building farmers' houses and housing for everyone needs to be sustained. You need firewood so they can stay warm. They need food as well. But they also need things like water, which can be produced through the well. Houses can be burnt down, so you can either decide to rebuild them or remove the rubble. And of course, you have your general resource collection from food with orchards, hemp to make clothes, woods and stone be made into firewood, and of course with stone cutters, different things like that. In the left, you have your jobs. You have a really good idea of everyone who's doing what jobs, and you can sort priority to where you want more people to go and work. The game gave me a really good sense that these guys actually know what they're doing with a solid city builder. And jokes aside, it's one of the better ones that I've seen in the last few years. I've played plenty, all the way from Banished in 2012 to what we're getting within Manor Lords coming this year. And this seems to really be able to fit its place within that. Is it one of the most complex? Not that I've discovered so far, but what it does and the base game of it is so solidly made. Not only this, but I love the fact that you're able to use this RimWorld style of zooming in and out of these different regions and move between them without any loading screens. There is so much to discover, and I can imagine as soon as we get out of this demo, the amount of interactions that you're going to be able to have with not only warring tribes, but making alliances. I mean, for example, I was able to trade between my 2 settlements because one region had enough wheat or could grow wheat because of the fertile land, and my original region just didn't have that, hence having to move in the first place. So being able to trade between them was a very useful skill. And imagining later on that I'm able to do that with other cities and other settlements. The tutorial is pretty intuitive, and that was mostly what I was playing through this because I needed some help. Although I never really got stuck at any point. Apart from trying to work out how caravans were put down. Okay, I got a little bit angry at that. There is also a military within this where you can put down certain military camps and train soldiers, although something that I didn't really delve into and something that needs to be a little bit fleshed out, I think, later on. But this is a different side to it, because I wouldn't go in expecting a full Manor Lords or Total War style RTS gameplay, but being able to train troops, and you can see some of the other settlements have their own troops, in order to defend your lands from the people, but of course what might come later from this more mystical side of the game, because I think that's something that is worth noting. They've tried to make it a little bit different by having more fantastical and mystical elements that keep the gameplay going. And is it effective? I think it does a pretty good job. The problem with a lot of city builders is sometimes they can have a bit of a stagnant gameplay loop. And don't get me wrong, all the basics and all the things that you know from those city builders are within this title. From settling down in different regions, to collecting resources with lumber yards or stonemasons, to having villagers that need houses, wells in order to get them water, or orchards and farms in order to get them food. But adding something a little bit different, like events that pop up every now and then, trying to move you in different directions and giving you options to decide which way you want to take your kingdom. Because you can have advisors that you can choose to listen to or disregard, and they will have direct impact to the next events that come on within your gameplay. Then the mystical elements that will affect you by killing your crops or even your livestock, making your troops or your units less effective in battle, or your villagers just die on the spot. I say fantastical, actually that sounded kind of realistic to the medieval world. But one of the best and biggest selling points is going to be the multiplayer. Having a city builder that isn't just you on your lonesome. Whilst there's plenty of gameplay to get my hands on within this demo, I can't wait to be able to load this up with another player, with a friend, and have that multiplayer experience, training between them, deciding where we're going to go to battle, and seeing what comes of the dastardly events in this medieval land. And it is always a pleasure when I'm contacted by a game like this that I genuinely am passionate about and I genuinely enjoyed playing, so I would actually recommend you guys going and checking it out yourself, sponsorship aside. But thank you once again to Thrive Heavy Lies the Crowd for making me aware of this title, because Steam Next Fest, well, that's where Manor Lords came up with last year, and it seems that this year we've got this title. It seems to be bringing up these really cool medieval city builders that I think there is still a lot of time and hype for. So make sure you go and check it out if you haven't already. But for now, it looks like I've got more trading to do. Oh yeah, this is just a pre-recorded video. Never mind.